You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Pretty Little Liars. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Pretty Little Liars news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Pretty Little Liars.
I would say we should all scream or cheer, but we've been reduced to two, and then there were two. Good evening, everyone watching tonight, listening to us on iTunes. My name is Deidre Behar. I will be your host tonight on AfterBuzz TV. We are talking Pretty Little Liars as usual. Season 2B, Episode 16, Let the Water Hold Me Down.
Ooh.
Appropriate
Scary.
title.
I'm Emily, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I was obviously going to introduce you.
Okay.
My lovely co-host for the evening, Emily Harbert. You guys recognize her from last week. Thank you for being here tonight.
Of course.
You loyal liar fan.
I'm so loyal. I've never missed an episode.
I mean, why would you? It's
That's a
cinematic
lie.
television gold. No, but speaking of the title, it was very, very appropriate considering the content in this episode tonight.
There were some overflowing sinks.
There were some overflowing
Some heavy
scenes.
rain.
No, but I would say it was overall a pretty solid episode. We got to see the return of Maya.
Yes. Which I had no idea they were even
On speaking terms?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard when you drop off at the end of a season halfway through. So in August was...
wasn't she with the blonde...
Claire. Her name in real life is Claire. It's
I think of
Samara.
hers... Yeah, I think of her as Rebecca from Vampire Diaries.
Right.
All of Emily's girlfriends are Vampire Diaries girls, by the way.
I know. They all have that in common.
Yeah. They're all...
But no, we got...
lesbians.
That's another fact to lure you in there. But I know it was cool. We got to see Maya again. We got to see Lucas is alive, safe and sound.
Yeah, but really creepy.
Turning a new creepy leaf.
Yeah, that was...
Truly a side of him we've never seen before, which was really interesting to see carried out in tonight's episode. And then, of course, we got to see a lot more from Holden, which was kind of cool. I think he's such a cutie. I know a lot of people are on the fence.
I think he's like a cutie. He has baby face, cutie, but I don't think he's hot or sexy. He's not Ezra.
He's not, but
anyway.
I don't know. I'm really interested to see how that whole ordeal is going to play out. Let's get into our first hot topic of the evening. We want to talk about the Aria, Holden, Arthur Miller theater date that they went on. Aria, she's usually a nice girl. She had ulterior motives tonight.
But I think she's so upset. She's so she doesn't know what to do. Her heart's broken. I'm assuming she's never felt like this before. Yeah. So sometimes things like that can turn you into a bitch. And it kind of, she was using him a little bit.
That's unfortunate because I've never, they've all done their own creepy, weird, mysterious, bitchy things for selfish reasons in the past. But I don't know. I kind of get sensitive when it comes to leading a guy on and accepting a date invitation. It was the terms were laid out clear.
By the way, that was the most awkward invitation. I know it was supposed to be awkward, but with Spencer standing right there, at least her facial expressions made it humorous. Mm-hmm. But it was what is going on?
What guy, first of all, have you ever been asked out at school?
No.
I can't say I have either. It usually was a phone call, after school, alone, just the two of you on the line. Yeah. He went up to her in front of her locker with a friend.
At least say Aria, can I talk to you for a second?
Right. Can we have a minute alone? Yeah. But no such luck in Rosewood. These girls don't roll that way. But nonetheless, Aria accepts this date invitation kind of under the terms of, well, if I happen to be on a date somewhere and Ezra happens to mysteriously be there as well, no harm there.
Exactly.
That was her rationalization. Yes. But she shows up. She looked fantastic. Loved that strapless dress.
I loved that dress. And I really liked the way she did her hair.
Yeah, a nice elegant updo. Never hurt anyone. But she shows up and they had a notebook moment.
Total notebook moment. Total, like, I call it, it's CW ABC Family music. It's like that. Usually you'll hear the song on the CW. There's always like a little montage at the end where you hear like an emo band play like a really sappy love song.
Yes.
And it has to appear in every episode for some
a love story across the board.
Here's the thing. Their notebook moment lasted like 3 seconds too long.
You think so?
I think it was on him. It lasted too long. It was like, because she actually had like a facial expression, like you could tell, like she was happy. She was like going for it.
He was stunned though. He didn't know what to do with himself.
I know he was stunned, but it was just kind of one shot of him just like staring.
But you like, need to let's
have an expression. Like I really wanted to know what he was thinking. Like he was stunned, but it was like I wanted it to continue. If you have a shot for 10 seconds of him, like it should continue.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate here because you know I am a Jason De Laurentiis fan.
I'm a Jason De Laurentiis fan.
But unfortunately he's not been in this season too much, and Ezzy and I we've warmed up to each other over the past couple of episodes. So I'm kind of on Team Ezzy at this point.
Yeah.
Picture yourself in these shoes. Forget that you're like a screenwriting guru, okay? You're a guy who's madly in love with a girl that he cannot be with. It's like Romeo and Juliet type of situation. He sees her on a date with someone else.
She doesn't. When he first sees her, he doesn't know that she's on a date.
She was standing right next to Holden.
No, he sees her at the box office, at the ticket office, and then they're walking towards each other, which is the true notebook moment. They're walking towards each other.
And then he realizes.
And Holden walks up.
Okay. So the little glimmer of hope that he might have had of maybe sitting together at the Arthur Miller function was thrown out the window.
Yes.
So, but still, it's a guy who's in love with a girl who's there on a date with someone else. That is crushing.
Blows. Yes. That really sucks.
Very, very articulate way of putting it.
Yeah, that blows.
Do we want to see more of Holden? I mean, he was very, very cool the way he handled the whole situation.
Because he knows that she was making him jealous. I like that he knows. I think he has an ulterior motive. I think there's something with him going on because he suggested that he can keep secrets, and he asked her out again.
But it wasn't very pursuant with her.
Yeah, he is. But it was kind of like there was kind of I won't tell your secret if you won't tell mine. So I feel like they might make a little arrangement together.
Become allies,
and maybe. It's kind of like, you know, when you were a kid when like you wanted to go somewhere and your parents weren't gonna let you. So like, for example, like I'd say to my mom that I'm sleeping at your house, and you'd say to your mom, you're sleeping at my house. I think it's gonna be
that
like
the wires don't get crossed.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those situations.
Yeah, I think they keep bringing up overseas. Now I don't know what they were doing over there, but my just personal prediction is that maybe he got into some sort of trouble lurking overseas, and maybe that's why they moved back.
He was in Africa.
Okay, but they referred to it as overseas tonight.
Yeah, no.
And he said Combs said overseas.
He said when my dad was working at the River Delta.
Oh,
and
okay.
I did things with like hippos or something like that. But yeah.
Well, nonetheless, he very well could have gotten himself into trouble.
Yeah.
We don't know. I would like to see how that character sort of
plays
out.
There isn't much partying at the River Delta.
I understand.
Trust me, I've been there.
You don't know what ABC Family writers are capable of concocting, okay? But no, I think
he
that's
got in
cool.
with the hippos. he
did
mention the hippos.
He got a little too freaky with the zoo animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, nonetheless, I think they're a cute pairing, even if it's just as friends.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and transition into topic number 2 of the evening. Spencer putting on her detective hat and finding out some good
I love
solid
me some
evidence.
Spencer Hastings.
I mean, who doesn't?
I really like, because I think she doesn't mess around. She's not like Hanna, who just gets over dramatic about everything.
Yes.
She gets to the point, and she's smart.
Yes. I mean, we saw that even in something as simple as the fake Chinese food moment.
Yeah.
Where like Spencer's trying to solve something and Hannah's like, can we just deal with this later?
Yeah.
I would like to eat first.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm completely like Spencer in that respect. Like I will not sleep until something gets resolved.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something as crazy as the whole saga playing out.
But then again, they'd never sleep if
they probably always sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
But so Spencer, checking out of the lake house, sees this bag and it's full of cell phones and the receipt is in there, and they were obviously purchased somewhere in Philadelphia, like in the actual town, not the suburb of Rosewood. And they get smart and they say, well, let's go check it out. Like, I don't know, maybe try to piece together some evidence to see who could have purchased these weird cell phones and left them in the attic. So Spencer and Aria go down to Philadelphia. Very bold for 15 or 16-year-old girls. Taking the train.
16, 17.
I mean,
getting on the train by yourself. It's kind of very East Coast.
Extremely.
It's
I was just gonna
really
say,
East Coast to like do that stuff by yourself.
Yeah, I feel like East Coast kids are way more independent.
Oh,
like
totally.
My mom was like, "Hey, I'm gonna drop you off and pick you up, and I will know everywhere that you're going." Whatever.
By the way, I love that moment. Just going back when Aria was like, "Yeah, I convinced my mom to drop me off at the corner." It's like memories
of being embarrassed of getting out of your mom's minivan. Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us. So yeah, Spencer takes a little trip down there. Aria kind of, has to go meet up with her date, so Spencer's left alone. And she happens to notice this trend or pattern of there's a lot of blind people surrounding her, crossing the street, walking on the sidewalk, and she ultimately stumbles upon the School of the Blind. And she kind of puts two and two together and thinks maybe this is where Jenna has studied.
Yes.
So she wanders in and hijinks and whatever and finagles her way and meets the hot blonde guy.
Hot blonde guy.
I mean, do we even know his name? Did he say his name?
Sean, I think his name was. Or has there already been a Sean?
Okay, well, I was too mystified by how hot he was.
He was really hot.
Even pay attention.
Wasn't a fan of his hair, but he was really hot.
Oh, God, I think he worked it. It was great.
His face was flawless, though.
And I mean, a skill I look for in a mate is whether or not they can detect sugar granules properly. Anyways, so she kind of discovers that, yes, Jenna was very much a part of this school.
And a good person while she was a part of the school.
Yeah, very inspiring with the way that he sort of described her. She motivated me to, pick it up and go do what I have to do. But very, very bold and ballsy move on Spencer's part. Could you believe that she went behind the desk and stole the book?
She stole
the sign-in book, but
she stole the.
It's property of like a medical facility.
By the way, I kind of knew it was going to happen. I knew she was going to steal something.
How? Writer's intuition?
Smart, yeah, and she's smart like that. Usually, there's a front desk with books behind it. She's going to steal something.
Yeah, receptionist steps away.
She's going to steal something. And Spencer's smart like that. I actually thought from the second she got there, the sign-in book, she was going to flip through it, or I knew something was going to happen with the sign-in book. But yeah, I think
so. What did we learn from that? We learned that Officer Garrett Reynolds had been there.
Paolo.
Yes. Lizzie McGuire movie. Quick shout out.
What dreams are made of.
And then who was the other person that we saw had checked in? Or he had checked Jenna in and out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Allison hadn't been there.
Right.
And Jenna had said that, or Allison had said that she saw Jenna that day, or Jenna had said that Allison came by that day.
There was a discrepancy somewhere. All these details get very, very
I know. Sorry, guys.
No, but there was a discrepancy with Allie.
Yeah.
So they're slowly starting to piece this together, and I mean, I don't know. Every week I'm just so on the fence. Jenna is a suspect. Jenna's not a suspect. Jenna's a suspect. She's not a suspect. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of can't even keep up anymore. I would like a little more concrete, black and white. But nonetheless, kudos to Spencer Hastings for taking one for the team all on her own.
By the way, that scene when she gets off the train and sees Mona and that whole and it's like windy and crazy. That was like the most ghetto Like, I was like, since when was Rosewood like an inner? It literally, I thought she was in like inner city Philadelphia. I mean,
not every inch of every square mile of every
no, but it looked like
city
really
is
no, but it was Rosewood. Rosewood's like suburb. Warner Brothers lot.
I mean, I'm sorry, I was a little too fixated on Mona's cashmere blends that she was trying to pawn off to Hannah or to Spencer.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Style
closet.
Quick shout out to Mona, Janelle Parrish. A lot of action in this episode. We hadn't seen her. We saw her last week a little bit, but I felt like we really got
skinny dipping. We saw her.
She was more Mona this week. Shopping and using it as a form of retail therapy.
We all do it.
Perhaps the most exciting, or not exciting is probably not the right word, climactic moment of this episode was the resurrection of Lucas.
Yes. Who is gone throughout the whole episode. We don't know where he is.
Yes. And so, it kind of sparked this whole Hannah-Caleb, like, massive blowout fight because Hannah's sort of apprehensive to go find him at this point, and Caleb's like, are you kidding me? He's our friend. We need to go find him. So Hannah tries to help her elegant mother find some bath salts, returns to her room, and he's dripping wet in a black hoodie and black clothing.
When he, like, creeped behind her into the kitchen or whatever... that was so. And by the way,
and I'm sorry, is he opposed to the doorbell? They're friends.
Yeah,
he didn't want to try the more organic, natural route to entering someone's
home.
And
the thing is, like, here's what I don't like about Hannah. It's like she locked all the doors for a reason, and then when they blow open, she doesn't put together. She's like, yeah, the latch was broken, but she didn't put together that someone could have come in. I mean,
yes,
like,
she's not exactly perceptive on that sort
of
a level.
Really?
Whereas I feel like the other three, I would go as far as to say all three of the other girls would have done something about that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Or at least go into your room and lock yourself in your room.
Or tell your mom. Your mom is home. Go tell her. But yeah, Lucas with the world's worst attempt at ameliorating a friendship. It just pops up into her room, dripping wet in these black, creepy, gothic clothes. And at first, did you think he was going to hurt her? Because I certainly did.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to
really,
that was violent.
He had a. Yeah.
And especially it was discussed earlier in the episode, Hannah acknowledged that he had a violent past, and she revealed to the girls he ruined Allie's memorial. Yeah. So, if somebody...
Before she drank the lake water.
It looked like an inappropriate... Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so he enters the room, and she has to call Caleb, and he uses the sound to detect what room she's in, as though her house is that big and he couldn't have found her or heard Lucas. But nonetheless, Caleb comes in, saves the day, and Lucas has to spill the beans about the lending of the money.
Or the weird and random about, like, the back. Here's the thing. He was like, I thought it was a sure thing. I was betting on basketball. Okay. Betting on sports is never a sure thing. Yeah. I don't care, especially March Madness, first of all.
Is that what he was betting on?
Yeah, because he was like my bracket.
Oh, okay.
And never a sure thing. Betting on sports, no. It's like...
And what does he need money for? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it was just like a weird excuse, I don't know. And it was like...
From the writer's standpoint, like, why?
Because to get him on Hannah's good side again, for Hannah to trust him again, and Hannah is stupid enough to do so.
I just think...
Like, obviously, like, you could tell, like, Caleb was still really pissed off at him, but Hannah was kind of... And Hannah did say, like, you're not the person I thought you were.
Which is the most, like, devastating thing somebody can say to you.
But at the same time, it's like... She was saying to her friends after, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. He just did this. He just did that. So
I think things are going to be very different between Hannah and Lucas. I thought it was cheap.
I thought it was cheap. I thought it was like, I don't know, make a better excuse. And the whole money thing, I didn't really get. So
yeah, because I don't know. I never really pegged. That's why I want to know his motive behind betting on sports. Yeah. What is it that he wants to buy, or who does he owe money that he's turning to this? Because he's a simple guy. I mean, he likes comic books and the yearbook.
Yeah.
You know, I highly doubt he was trying to get money to go buy a new Gucci belt.
Exactly.
Okay? So that was interesting. But, you know, a side note, really happy to see a lot of Tyler Blackburn in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Looking better than ever.
He was looking really good tonight.
Yeah, particularly. He was an 11 tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
I miss Jason De Laurentiis, by the way.
I know. Can you please bring him back?
back?
So the episode ends with the girls having a little bit of Chinese food. And in a typical A move, which was
Disgusting on every level.
perhaps the most disgusting thing we've seen on the show
True.
so far. They go to open their Chinese food and there's just maggots and worms and creepy crawly things everywhere.
And we did not need to see 3 shots of the worms.
There were a lot of tight close-up shots.
of the worms.
But I think that was to, I don't know, maybe there was some symbolism like this is A and this is what he's capable of. And they wanted to show how grimy it was or whatever.
I'm done.
But the episode ended with a shot of A.
Well, we have
up
to talk about the text message. Text message was, "We're even, bitches."
Oh, well, yes.
So we assume that they're even because Spencer got the sign-in book.
Yes.
Okay.
And A obviously saw that.
It's
A
a
is
stalker.
so quick. It's like they knew she had the book and rigged her Chinese food order.
They knew Hannah was in the bathroom and flooded the sink with it was like
Right, and left a little floating bath toy ship.
yeah.
That was a nice touch, A. Thanks for that. But no, the episode ends with A climbing up a ladder and unscrewing a bolt.
Yes.
So Emily, well, we'll get to this more in predictions, but
Yeah.
Emily was able to use something in the little snippets of what's to come next week to piece together what that unscrewing of the bolt really might be. So stick with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with your Pretty Little Liars news, gossip, and predictions.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Well, I can't have CW music.
No, you absolutely
This is my CW music for you guys.
Does this work for you? Because it works for me.
Yeah.
It sounds like a stereotypical CW background.
Yeah.
I see him and he sees me.
Yeah.
And we're gazing at each other. And there's a
It's
filter over
usually
my face.
always
moment.
One Republic, always a safe move.
Always.
Always go with One Republic.
All my secrets.
Secrets.
That one.
Yeah,
I think
Secrets.
they've used that on Gossip Girl multiple times.
They used it on Vampire Diaries.
Okay,
They used
good.
it-
So
yeah.
they're getting their usage out of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
speaking of secrets, I just wanted to take this opportunity real quick to say that AfterBuzz TV, for most of you, is the best kept secret. It's time to get it out there. It really is.
It
You know what I
really
mean?
is.
It really is.
So if you're listening right now, I'm sure you have friends that like the show as well, or, you know, most of your friends likely like other TV shows. So check out AfterBuzzTV.com. There's plenty of them, right, guys?
Yes.
Oh my God, there's plenty of them.
There's
and
so many shows.
Most of them covered by you
Us.
guys as well.
yeah,
We're here a lot.
We try to be here for as many of our favorite guilty
Yes.
pleasure shows as possible. But yeah, to echo what Phil, our producer, had just said, we don't ask for anything. We just love your support. And if you could tell one friend, 10 friends, 3,000 friends, we would be very, very appreciative. Spread the word. Listen to us while you shop. Listen to us while you're hanging out. I'll never forget, one girl tweeted me that she was shopping and listening to our podcast.
Wow.
It was very sweet.
That's nice.
But yeah, if you love the show, why wouldn't you want to talk about it? Tweet us. I'm at Her Name is Deidre. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll be more than happy to read your stuff on the air. Also,
Yes.
Send us fan mail, info@AfterBuzzTV.com, because if you send us your predictions, you have a chance of getting it read on the air, which is very exciting.
So exciting.
But let's go ahead and get right into our Pretty Little Liars news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so Mr. David Skiffality, who usually reads the news for us, he couldn't be here tonight. So we are going to share the news reading responsibilities. I picked one story to read, and Emily is going to read one story. So mine is from wetpaint.com, a great resource. If you guys are Pretty Little Liars fans, they have spoilers, the latest news, exclusive interviews, and all sorts of good stuff on the site. So check it out, Wet Paint. So, Pretty Little Liars spoilers, Marlene King on upcoming Spoby and Ezra drama. Pretty Little Liars executive producer Marlene King loves to tease the fans with vague hints and spoilers, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Recently, Marlene dished to Zap to It about Ezra, which is Toby. About Ezra, Toby. Oh, sorry. Long day. She dished about Ezra, Toby, and other drama coming up on season 2. A Montgomery split and more Ezra news. In season 2, episode 15, A Hot Piece of A, which was last week, Aria said that she thought her mom might come around to Ezra, even if her dad didn't. It turns out she might not be too far off. The Montgomerys don't necessarily agree on the direction and path they're going to take as parents now that they know about Aria and Ezra, Marlene dished. As for Aria and Ezra's supposedly inappropriate sexual conduct and actual lack thereof, that's going to play out in some future episodes.
Ooh, yay.
What do you think of that?
Do we get an Ezra Aria sex scene?
I mean, would anything in the world ever be better?
I really want to see that.
I was fortunate enough to cover the season 1 junket of the show. And when I was interviewing Ian Harding that day, I was like, I know you have a lot of intimate scenes with Lucy Hale, and by intimate I mean like making out, kissing. I was like, how do you go about that as an actor? Is it more so like just pray that it goes well, or do you like joke around? And he actually told me that they like playing jokes on each other, and he like loves to shove his face with like hummus and garlic before, and he loves to just surprise her on set, which I'm sure makes for interesting reactions and a really fun blooper reel. But nonetheless, hopefully if they had a real spicy scene, he would go easy on her. Okay, next we've got more Spoby trouble. Marlene confirmed that even after their hot makeout session season 2, episode 15, things won't be easy for Spoby. You will see that there's a betrayal this season, and Toby, played by Keegan Allen, is devastated. Troyan Bellisario, who plays Spencer, has previously said that Spencer does something unspeakable to Toby. We're guessing that that's the betrayal Marlene is talking about. How will Toby react to being betrayed? He'll be even more intense, Marlene explained. How's that even possible? But don't worry, he's still the moral compass of Rosewood. It's a nice way of putting it, right?
That's nice. Yeah.
He really does, to his credit. He really tries to always do the right thing.
Yeah.
And he's the guiding force in Spencer's life, which he always wants to do something mischievous. He's always trying to push her.
But
in
I
that
like mischievous Spencer.
Well, I mean, that's what drives the show. Naturally, if she was an angel, we would not have anything to talk about. And then lastly, Marin family problems. Ooh. Hannah, played by Ashley Benson, her dad is back in town along with her stepsister from hell, Kate. Hate that demon. And you know what that means, trouble for the Marins. Having the evil half of the family so close, quote, brings conflict to Hannah and Ashley. So I can only wait to see what kind of shenanigans.
Some stepsister power struggle.
I mean, we called it was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? It's going to be Mean Girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
It's going to be Mean Girls in Rosewood.
Yes.
Kate's going to try to overthrow coup d'etat over at Rosewood High School.
Coup d'etat.
Yeah. Emily, tell us your story.
So I have some Lucy Hale news. She was just named one of Cosmopolitan's Fun Fearless Females of 2012.
Indeed she is.
And she tells the magazine, when she talks about dating, I'm not a game player, Lucy tells Cosmo. I don't understand that. Life is too short. You should be honest about how you feel. Also on her list of boyfriend don'ts, smoking. Ugh, I can't deal with it, she says. Sounds like Lucy knows exactly what she wants in a man.
I mean, could she be a better role model?
I agree with her 100%.
I don't think there's any bigger turnoff than smoking.
Kissing a guy who's been smoking is like the grossest thing ever.
I mean,
It's really gross.
I'm sorry. Who wants to sign up for premature wrinkles?
Yeah.
No. It's disgusting and horrible. So good for her for spreading the word and for being such a good role model. And speaking of which, really quick shout out to the show Pretty Little Liars. They took home a People's Choice Award last week.
For what? What was it? It was.
I believe it was Best TV Drama.
It wasn't. It might have been cable. Because
cable TV drama.
Cable, because I know Supernatural won network TV.
Right. But nonetheless, I watched the girls accept the award. It was kind of interesting. It wasn't during the main telecast. It was during a pre-show interview.
Yeah.
It was, Troy and Belisario was not there. It was just Shay Mitchell, Ashley Benson, and Lucy Hale, who all looked phenomenal. Their dresses were amazing. They were doing an interview with the house guest correspondent. And she goes, she did the whole interview with them. And she goes, and hey, before the show even starts, you're already a winner. And she handed them the award, and it was really cool.
I know they do the same things with the VMAs and stuff. Like when you have so many effing awards, you can't put them all on a TV,
right,
in a 3-hour broadcast. So,
but they usually do a pre-telecast, which I mean, I know the Grammys does a pre-telecast. I've never seen it. No, this was literally on TV, or maybe it was a webcast that you were able, because I watched it on YouTube. It was a host interviewing the 3 girls, and then she presented them with the award.
Oh, so
just
it wasn't
on the red carpet.
So it wasn't I don't even know what network it was on. CBS. Oh, it wasn't a CBS pre-telecast.
Not that I saw. No. This was a red carpet arrival interview.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but they're so appreciative, and I think the best thing about the actresses on this show is that they really truly understand the concept that it's all about the fans.
Yeah.
They have so much gratitude for all you guys out there who relentlessly tweet and talk and generate buzz and show your unwavering support for this show. So great job, Pretty Little Liars.
Yes.
And not for nothing. I mean, I'm looking at the list. It beat out Dexter, Game of Thrones, True Blood. That's
not too shabby, right?
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
And the cool thing about the People's Choice Awards is that it's voted for by the people. So it's a true testament to everybody out there who sits at home and clicked away.
There's always something about those fan awards.
I mean,
you always know who's gonna win.
I mean, Twilight,
Pretty Little, Nina Dobrev,
always.
Always.
I believe Nina Dobrev won as well.
Yeah, she won for TV actress, network TV actress. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Let's go ahead and get right into our Pretty Little Liars predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's so weird when David's not here to say that. Okay, right off the bat, what do you want to know about?
So
what do you think?
After doing a full analysis and rewind of the next time on, because we were kind of confused. We were like, okay, the bolt, what kind of meaning does that have? And then we see in the preview, Spencer's on the phone and hears somebody I care about is going to get hurt. And then we see Toby falling off a scaffolding. So Toby works in construction. So A wants to hurt Toby and is obviously successful. So Toby's going to get hurt.
Which is so sad.
Just sad because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but A is relentless and ruthless and will go after anyone.
And Jenna's not a fan of Toby.
No, because he crossed over to the dark side. He's an ally with Spencer now. Yeah. So he joined the other team.
And is no longer sleeping with her or something
they had some
that.
sexual tension, but I think that was long over. We kind of touched on it in the news and gossip, but I'm really, really excited to see Kate, Hannah's stepsister, come back. Nothing like a good girl fight, good cat fight.
Yeah. I want to see Hannah. I want to see her be smart about it. I want to see her be kind of take a Blair Waldorf kind of approach to it, full on takedown, sneaky stuff.
I mean, I would love nothing more, but that's comparing apples to oranges. Blair Waldorf is a cunning, sneaky, deceitful.
She's a god when it comes to takedowns.
I mean, Blair Waldorf defines conniving. Yeah. And I think Hannah, at the end of the day, is a little bratty and a little dramatic, but a nice person. Yeah. So, Maya she admitted in this episode
she hooked
that
up with a guy.
And Emily took the news really well. And
no, she took the news that she had hooked up with someone really well.
Right.
And then when she heard it was a guy, she was like,
which team are you playing for?
Yeah, she was like, wait, this is weird.
But my point in saying that Emily took it well was that when you never want to think about the person that you love being with somebody else. And the fact that she heard that, regardless of the fact that it was a boy or a girl, she was very understanding of it.
Yeah,
so
she was
I
like, we're apart,
we were in different places, and I thought that they could
so
progress
good
on that.
future for them, I guess.
Well, not going to be a future, at least with me. If I don't know what team you're playing for, we might not have a future.
Yeah, that's true.
But nonetheless, great to see Maya back on, or Bianca Lawson back on this episode.
Isn't she on another show now?
She's on a lot. She gets a lot of work.
Yeah, she's like 32.
She was on Vampire Diaries.
No, she's on. We did News and Gossip, I think, for Vampire Diaries, maybe, or some other show, that she is going to be on a show and actually play her age.
She's actually going to play a 30-year-old, like maybe have a kid or...
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So, and
Good
I
for
think
her.
become a regular. Maybe.
Oh, cool.
So.
Okay, so shout out to Bianca Lawson.
We might
I
not
can
see Maya, so.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. I can only hope that we just see... This was a very, like, A-heavy, like, detective-heavy episode. Mm-hmm. And you know me, I'm very fluffy. I am all about the Hanna Caleb romance. I want to see Spoby. I want to see them on the twin bed inside of the pickup truck.
I just want to see Ezra and Aria back together.
Hey, I would love to see that.
Or
but we know from spoilers he's going to be ignoring her.
Yeah, he's going to be ignoring her. So if he's going to ignore her, Jason De Laurentiis, can you come back?
He must be on another job. He must be booked on another show right now. There's no reason why he wouldn't be.
Yeah. Jason De Laurentiis, please come back.
Please, we're begging you. We love you. You have an angel face that we all would love to stroke.
We love you.
Okay. We love you. We're your number
That's
one
a way
fans.
of putting it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think really, really solid episode, and season 2B is off to a fantastic start.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. So thank you, everybody, all the listeners, all the viewers. Thanks for hanging out with Emily and I tonight. We hope you loved it as much as we did. Tweet us, text us, call us, do whatever you got to do. 424-256-1729 is the number here at the studio. We take calls, we take emails. We really have lots of platforms of communication.
Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter was hacked. It's now M. Harbert, not Emily Harbert.
E.M.
E.M. Harbert.
And at her name is Deidre, Deidre. I love hearing from you guys, so go ahead
it's really fun.
Flood my at replies, please. We will see you here next Tuesday. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Have a great night.
And thank you guys for doing this. You guys are so loyal.
Oh, of course.
Despite David.
Yeah. Our other hosts. We're not going to talk about them. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.